Hi guys, welcome back to GP Reactions. I hope you're well, hope you're having a great day, and as always, a big thank you to everybody that has subscribed. So this is a track I have heard not much recently, but in the past I've heard this, and I was watching first of all, this is a track by The Selecter, I should say, and it's called On My Radio, and about a year or so ago, I was watching something about Coventry, and the singer Pauline Black was doing an interview. And when she said she was a selector and they had a track called On My Radio, I thought, well, okay, so that's her. I'd never actually really seen her before. So I thought I'm really, really curious now to maybe check out a video of her. And I was only thinking about her the other day when I was talking with a friend about the groups like the Specials and yeah, from that kind of time, Madness and such like. So yeah, I thought, it's about time I reacted, or at least did not a first reaction maybe, but a reaction to actually see what the Selecter looked like. So this is a shortened version, I think, probably more so than their single release. Indeed, this was a non-album single, and this was from the 13th of October 1979, and it peaked at number 8 in the UK Top 40. On lead vocals, we have Pauline Black and Arthur Hendrickson. I got Neil Davies on guitars and Compton Amano on guitars as well. Desmond Brown on Hammond organ. Charlie H. Bembridge on drums and organ, and Charlie Anderson on bass. I believe that selector is a Jamaican term for a disc jockey. So, with that said, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they look like. Obviously, like I said, I've seen Pauline Black on television very briefly during a local news bulletin. So this is Top of the Pops 1979, and this is the Selecter. Drums. It really makes you want to dance, but I'll probably put on the ass. So I just got to pause it there. I'm actually absolutely mesmerised by this performance. He's got so much energy, and I completely forgot about little bits of his song as well. It must have been quite a while since I've heard it, and the singing just before the chorus. Actually, it's the singing part of the chorus when he said on my radio, and it's just really kind of weirdly discombobulating, because it feels like a very jaunty, dancey type song up until that point. And I think it's there to kind of maybe remind you that the bass, it sounds like they're having a bit of a knock at the, I suppose, the types of songs that maybe Top of the Pops would choose for their shows, and maybe the types of songs that were being played on the radio. I'm sure it was in around about 1979. About this time was Lena Martell, "One Day at a Time, Sweet Jesus." And does this just sound like the like an antidote to that? And it feels obviously this is, I'm assuming, ska, but it feels a little bit new wave-ish and with a little bit of I don't know, a hint of the punk as well in it as well. So yeah, it's great to see him performing this, and just incredible energy, really incredible energy. I mean, I kind of expected that it would be like this, but this is just great. That's really cool. Okay, so let's just have a quick look to see what people say about this. That was a selector with On My Radio. What do people say about this? Combining Jamaican ska with punk. Okay, to create two-tone was brilliant with a band such as Selector, Madness, Specials, Beat, many more. The stage isn't big enough for their energy. The adoption of punk stylings to traditional ska really sets Selector and Specials apart from the rest. Fabulous tune. I just wish I'd spent my pocket money a little bit more on collecting F45s. Don't we all? Now, this is real Coventry City of culture, nostalgia. Yeah, that's what it was about. That's what I was reading, hearing, watching on television, Pauline Black. It was to do with the Coventry City of culture, maybe a couple of years ago then. So yeah, that was that was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed that. It's a great look at lyrics actually. I wasn't sure whether they're having like a dig at the like music and stuff. But as it's called On My Radio, I assumed that it was maybe something to do with music of today, albeit 1979 on the radio. I bought my baby a red radio. He played it all a go go go. He liked to dance to it down the street. He said he loved me, but he loved the beat. When I switched on, I rotated out. I could see it there driving him so wild. I thought my baby a red radio. It's just the same old show on my radio. It's just the same old show on my radio. So basically, he's listening to a lot of music that's driving her mad, and she can't find anything on there that she might relate to or she enjoys. And it's just the same old show on my radio. And I mean, the truth is, when we look back at music back in them days, you can probably pick out, 5 or 6 tracks from any given season or month, and they all sound brilliant. But I guess what you've got to remember is that if you turn on the radio, you'll be hearing this stuff all day long. And just like today, I love it's kind of it was repeated over and over again. And also you'd hear stuff that maybe you didn't feel was relevant with the sign of the times. So with New Wave, you might be hearing, easy listening music that you kind of feel didn't really suit the radio station you was listening to. But this was really enjoyable. I'm so glad I got to see this actually. And there's a lot of elements about this that I completely forgot about in this song. The only bit I remembered was and that was it. But then when I heard all the other bits, like I loved the bit where it kind of the singing stops and the drums come in. That was fantastic, and the organ as well. I never even considered an organ in this track. So there's lots of elements of it that I wouldn't really have appreciated, I don't think, before. But listening to this now, it was so full of energy and I loved it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and even though this wasn't the first reaction, I hope you can appreciate that. I was actually excited to see them perform, not live, but in the studio on Top of the Pops. So yeah, please let me know what you think of this track, and drop me a message below in the comments. Until next time, hopefully I'll have a few more reactions for you after this one. But yeah, take care of yourselves and have a wonderful super week.